how do you all intend to get to DC? Driving down there, taking planes underneath, or taking a plane underneath false identities, or any and all of the above?
I mean, I figured we'd just drive. I mean,
Yeah, if we're hauling gear, then we wouldn't really fly.
It's not that long of a drive. Plus, also, we're not gonna have passports for the kids we rescue, because this is all gonna go swimmingly, and we're gonna all live and make it out.
Happily ever after.
That's exactly how it feels. I mean, remember, God is on our side.
So, 2 vehicles, or is everybody piling up in the truck bed?
2 vehicles. Not to get pulled over.
I don't want to get arrested before we even get there.
It's like Beverly Hillbillies.
With our flags on the top, I think that's great for morale, but not a good way to hit the Pentagon like that. Not today. So yeah, two trucks.
Not gonna drive down there in a single day. I mean, probably could, but it's already... We're going based off of Frederick's timeline. It's already late at night. Not making that drive in a day, so... Gonna pick back up the next day. Is there a specific location you would want to meet? I doubt you'd want to meet in whatever hotel you're staying in to kind of at least store stuff until you're absolutely ready to move.
Maybe truck stops just so we are a bit away from hotels. You got to register and whatnot. There's a whole lot of things that could go wrong if we are in that. If we don't need to sleep in rough it out in the trucks is my vote here.
Alright, so a truck stop. Is everybody good with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
We did worse.
Go ahead and while you guys sort your stuff, let me go ahead and sort my stuff. Oops, one that close. All right. Well, I know what truck stop you're at. You're at the one-stop pack. Oh, no, that's... Why would it put that up as a truck stop? How dare you? It's giving me gas stations instead. And shipping locations. Here we go. Main Street truck stop. Just somewhat outside of DC.
Maryland?
Yep. It's in, just outside of, Chantilly.
Chantilly.
Which is west of Arlington. It's a cold day. No precipitation in the sky, but it is cold enough for you to see your breath. As it's the early part of the year.
I want to find out the nearest subway that the agent was referring to.
mean the one he was joking about?
Well, I am not sure if he was joking about. Maybe he wasn't. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe he was not joking about because it was oddly specific to joke about. So I'm thinking he was not. So that probably was what it is. Basement of the nearest subway.
There's a Subway restaurant within the Pentagon. I mean, that's public
Ooh.
knowledge.
Okay. So that probably is what he was talking about. Guys, I know this is a divine mission, and we know we are on the side of the right, but we were talking about how do we get into the actual lab downstairs from Pentagon. We could not decide on how do we do this. Well, what do we do? Follow the agent's advice, reach that Pentagon, reach the hatch or the basement that leads maybe at night when there's not a whole lot of people.
Reach out and see if we got a friendly, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they let people in the Pentagon at night. At least not civilians.
Some of you guys are veterans, no? Like military. Maybe pull some rank or something like that, or make a friend a phone call to somebody who may already be in the service.
I mean, you're talking colonels, generals. I was even pull rank. I get slapped down faster than anything.
If we go in morning time, then we can reach the subway. I mean, this is public tour. If there's a subway, it's probably in the public accessible area. There'll be a lot of people, but we may be able to pull maybe a quick one and just reach the basement. And
I reckon we go in maybe with the tour, just have a look, case it out.
case it out.
Yeah, have a look around, see what we're up against.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
I think that's the best chance we're going to have, at least to start off with.
And if he's joking, what do we do? Like, if it was a joke and someone else expect that it was like a joke that we totally misunderstood. Is there a plan B here, or that's where
I don't think we got a plan A.
I think you're right. I was being a bit jealous with the with this beginning of this act. Yes, you don't even have a plan A here. Okay. I think we are gonna figure out as we go in. I mean, we did that with a few other monsters and like Taylor Pro and a few spur of the moment plans, and it worked out very well. I was in the hospital for 2 months, but we at least solved the case. So yeah.
It isn't a lot. It isn't hard to get on a tour. Just sign up. Probably don't give them your real names, I'm assuming. Or do you?
That depends on how thorough they are in checking. If it's just like a sign up quick thing, then who cares what name?
Probably one of those things. It's you sign up, they ask for your ID just to make sure, and beyond that, there's not really a check. They're not. I wouldn't think they're backgrounding you that hard.
Probably not.
Not for a tour, no.
Not for tour. They're international tourists too. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
That is the more touristic part. I wouldn't think they would.
Well, if they's looking at IDs, then
So we go in.
You go in.
I reckon we go in without anything made up. They're gonna wonder what we got to hide.
Of course, we got to go in without any hardware. So in even the best case scenario, we got to go back out and bring some. If we are gonna get anything, otherwise we'll be fighting with our bare hands, boys.
Like I said, we're not looking to start anything right now. Just have a look around, see what we can see.
we just taking the tour.
The tour is. I don't know if you, Sasha, Freddy, we're awfully quiet.
I'm just trying to work the angles. I'm just trying to work to our strengths. Because
We are all ears.
if we're just going in there like normal people, they're designed to keep that out. But we're not normal. We've seen things. And the question is if we can't maybe leverage some of that. Like, it's a thought. It's not my smartest thought, but Project Valkyrie is going through test subjects. And the fact that these test subjects are being abducted means they don't have to report when bad things happen, when these test subjects die. And if someone's been kidnapped, experimented on, tortured on, and dead, their ghosts could be pissed off. I've had some encounters with doing seances and stuff like that. What if we ask someone who knows some stuff about what's going on with Project Valkyrie, who they're not going to be able to look at, who they're not going to be able to anticipate?
I like what you're thinking, Sasha, but do we do this here from a distance, or do you think that seance have to be done on site? What do you think?
I would think that any ghost that's obsessed with that place is going to be at that place. I don't know that we can stop the tour to break out a Ouija board, but I think that when we're casing the place, let's look for all their weaknesses, which military, they're not going to be much weaknesses. Ghosts that they have created for themselves, yeah, maybe. And then after the tour, maybe we sit down, we have a seance, we try and get in touch with someone that we can specifically say, I saw you. You were the one standing in the food court pulling out your hair or something like that.
I can feel them, as you know, and I can hear them while we are walking. Would that be enough for you to be able to call that, let's say, from a distance? My fear is if you're going to be over there, we can't really just spend half an hour in a bathroom or something, bathroom stall. Like that place is too public to make any kind of real communication in a big degree.
Yeah, and that puts us in a dilemma because we want a ghost that's obsessed with that place enough to not want to leave, but if they won't leave, then we can't necessarily get information out of them elsewhere.
There anything we can bring that'll get the ghost's attention? Like something innocent enough you can slip in your pocket, but it'll still grab a ghost's attention to follow us? I don't know nothing about ghosts, but like, if you want to get someone's attention, you gotta know that you gotta like stand out.
They do have anchors If we get it to say us what it is, if we carry it out, it'll follow us. That's one way, but there's a lot of hypotheticals here. Like we found a ghost that is really there. Not every dead becomes a ghost. If it became a ghost and it is obsessed, we got to find out what its the anchor is, carry it with us. Or I can try to embody it, and I can do that. I can put it in my body, but it could go berserk and try to do some real havoc. Like in a few minutes, if you can get info, I'll pull it into my body, but things can go pretty sideways if it does do something while it is there.
Right, so not a good option. Got it. All right.
How flashy does this seance need to be? Can it be done all subtly, or do you need like candles and a pentagram all drawn out on the ground? Or can it be done, say, in the lunchroom around a table with nobody really caring because they're all having their own lunch?
Like a seance app you can pull up on your phone while you're walking, like Ghost Radar or something.
Ghost Radar is Bishop. No, seance is about communion. It's about building a space where everyone is invited to the point where the people who are just barely there can get through the cracks. So the quiet it is, the more quiet it is, the more dark it is, more focused it is, all those add to successes. But theoretically, they're all around us.
Sasha, let's say for the sake of argument, we found a utility closet or something. And I heard this, whatever this ghost is, and we got a name. If we lock you into that, or let's say get you into that utility closet while you do your thing, how much of a time would you need? At some point, security cameras and whatnot, something's gonna catch us. So before that happens,
it wouldn't have to be long. I mean, the longer the conversation, the better the chance that I have to get something useful out of it.
But to initiate like in minutes, like what I was talking about, or 2 hours it'll take, then you got something out.
It would be minutes. It wouldn't have to be hours.
I mean, we got something here. With or without that subway, getting some info on with us. Even better, getting something like this to help us deal with these things. As we all know, some of these ghosts and ephemerals, they can influence the world. That'll be an ally that's very difficult to defeat for whatever we're gonna face. I like this a lot.
So, with that laid out, we're gonna move forward. The next day, you are taken on a tour. You see a Subway that was mentioned. You also see a Dunkin' Donuts. A couple of different places in here that you kind of blink when you realize that, well, these are in here. There's
They got a Sparrows.
a what?
Sparrows. Sparrow.
Sparrows, of course.
It's in every mall ever.
No, they do have a Starbucks though.
Of course. Those are.
That's
They have a CVS pharmacy.
okay.
Navy Federal Reserve Credit Union. Lynch Collections, which is a clothing store.
And these are all inside or near?
I'll let you be the judge of that. I will send this image over. To me, it looks like it's inside, so that's what I'm running with. But if anybody has a differing viewpoint, I'm more than willing to listen to it.
It's inside inside the building. Yeah.
At the very least, the Starbucks is inside.
Duncan is at the
It's
center
also-
of the Pentagon.
There's
The
a
world-
public corridor that they're in.
What's their
Getting
motto?
into
The
anywhere
world
else.
runs on Duncan.
That was 80s, but still, I think it's still there. Funny.
So, like, this is what I'm basing it off of. If this is not accurate for anybody that's been in the Pentagon, I'm sorry. I'm just going off of Google Maps here.
How much of freedom do we have, or does it look like 2 guards in the front, 2 guards in the back, like they're moving us like a pipe through this
No,
whole place?
You're not treated like prisoners. You're treated as, obviously, they have doors that are locked. They mention, oh, this door leads to this location within the Pentagon. Of course, that's not visible to the public. So, it's not, it's more you're gatekept by locked doors rather than guards.
So nothing is stopping us from skipping the tour and staying inside and case the place, basically. We can skip and leave on our own.
It's a small enough group that you will be noticed if you're missing.
Okay.
How long is the tour? Just curious about their time of day.
1 hour. 1 hour. I haven't been to the Pentagon tour at all.
It's not a very large place, I don't think. Shouldn't be.
Technical part is very small. The whole Pentagon is
About an
massive.
hour.
An hour.
It's roughly about a 1.5 mile tour around the Pentagon.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, how about we take the tour? It's only like an hour or so, and then we can stop by CVS, pick up some supplies for like a seance. I don't know, candles and whatnot, and then we'll go into like some other place and just Sasha can sit in the dressing room for a while and then and go to work. They ain't got no cameras in there, I hope.
And I'm basically part of the medium merit is I hear any conversations, ephemeral spirit or ghost or anything. Am I hearing any disembodied voices like, oh, I'm in so much pain, I'm experimented on. I hit those.
See, here's the problem with the medium. Well, yes, you can do that. The Pentagon, it has a very, very important position. It is not even 2 blocks away from Arlington Cemetery. You have a cacophony of noise. You're not going to be able to pick up any individual voice.
You're in a crowd.
Yes.
Can I try and resolve and composure to center myself so I'm hearing something meaningful as that being the case?
You're going to take a negative on this, yes. You can attempt to.
All right. Negative. Okay. That is perfectly
It's
fine.
going to be a negative
All right.
because
Okay.
Arlington Cemetery is war veterans. There's also the 9/11 memorial nearby. You have people that have died particularly painful deaths in this area, so there's a lot of noise.
And this is important as Sasha is banking on us to do this, so I'm going to use a willpower. So with that in mind, I've done my roll. Let's take a look. And 3 successes.
Well,
Well, right now, centering yourself doesn't drown out the noise. You are able to hear several spirits in the area talking about pain, but that's, once again, to be expected in this area. Nobody is talking about any sort of experimentation. But then again, spirits don't know that you're listening, really, until you make it known that you're listening.
Is it any way possible for me to let the spirit know that I am listening without maybe a Latin phrase and a few things that I use for them to use this in the Chronicles of Darkness book? That is the summoning, basically. I'm gonna rile them a little bit that I am in vicinity.
I feel like this is more where Sasha comes in, so I'm gonna switch over to Sasha here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have what CVS can provide, and anything that, you could bring in feasibly without having too many questions asked about it. And there is a clothing store with dressing rooms. So obviously, you can get some peace and quiet in there.
Okay. It's not dark and it's not ideal, but it'll do. And Sasha's going to basically she's going to reach out. She's going to get into a place to try and be quiet and still, mostly internally still, and to just say, they took you. You didn't want to go. They wouldn't let you leave. They took you here where no one could see you. They hurt you where no one could hear you. They wouldn't let you go. Speak to me. Show me where you... and I can stop them from taking other people.
Is this a role that is needed as well?
What do you want me to roll?
Resolve composure. There are certain pluses, minuses based on the Chronicles of Darkness rules, if that's what you are doing as summoning. Reverse of abjuration.
I believe it's the seance merit specifically, correct?
I don't
Yes,
have
allows
the-
you to join something like this. Core rules are from Chronicles of Darkness.
I don't have a merit that specifically says something about seance.
Oh, okay.
I've got dots in occult, and I've got contacts for seance that I've got a couple dots in. That's the only merit that I've had.
So
for that.
that's...
Sasha would have done stuff before.
Yeah, it would definitely be a cult. 100% would have to be a cult. And...
Presence in occult?
I could see an argument for presence. I can also see an argument for composure. Because you're trying to calm yourself internally, as you had stated.
All right, let's
So-
do composure. Or I would say of those two, my composure is higher, so I'd rather go for composure than presence.
Okay. with
I'm
that.
assuming there'd be a modifier.
There is a conditional modifier. The modifier is going to be +4. However, are opening a door, very much in the same case of Bishop here. You're going to get more than just the attention that you're wanting, which is the condition, essentially. The attention is going to be great. Let's just put it that way.
Great. All right. composure, and I am going to go ahead and spend a willpower on that too. So this is going to be a pretty healthy roll. Oof.
And the more dice you get, the fewer successes you get.
You're inspired, but it doesn't help here.
So, everybody, where is everybody else during this?
I'm outside running a bit of interference so somebody wouldn't go in and bother him. That's what I'm doing in the clothing store, making it look like, if anybody's coming that area, slightly trying to move them away.
Robert is probably not hanging out, by the dressing room. He's probably walking around all the open areas he's allowed to be in, taking pictures, acting like a tourist, getting the more lay of the land. Using pictures as references if needed.
Yeah, I will. If you want to stand in places, I can get the photos.
Yeah,
and we'll move around.
I'm just trying to be inconspicuous somewhat nearby. Like, whether or not that's just kind of existing in whatever store we're in. I'm just trying to be a member of the background.
So those in the same store as Sasha, you would notice the temperature drop a few degrees. One of those things, if you weren't expecting something of this nature, you probably wouldn't really notice it, but since both of you are aware of what's going on, you would notice the temperature drop.
In a feeling that something is going wrong and he's under threat, do we get that, kind of there is a danger involved here? Or it is natural part of what we expect to happen?
The natural part of what you would expect. So, Sasha. Multiple voices reach out. I don't want to say none of them. Let me rephrase. A lot of them. You get the sense they're here just because the door is open. They're not there necessarily to answer your question. They're there because the door's open. One, however, speaks very slowly. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
And Bishop, you would also, because of your check earlier, you can hear this conversation somewhat.
I'm gonna move towards the just the door, making sure nobody is bothering, and just letting it continue. Yeah.
I have to roll this. It has to be rolled because I'm so sorry, but it's
Perception? Oh.
I'm rolling it. Men and women have different changing rooms. Having a guy just standing outside of the women's changing room is a little weird.
I'm making it look like I'm just praying for the Virgin Mary. I'm praying for Virgin Mary. It's just rapture moment I'm taking. It's Virgin Mary is just the blessed Virgin Mary. You are our savior of light. I think they'll buy me, but I'm acting like I got a rapture moment.
Give me composure plus subterfuge.
This is arguably worse than just being a creep standing in front of this.
I'm gonna.
Boys, I may fail this role. You know,
Double down on it.
This is.
this could
Don't know if any.
badly.
Don't know if any of you have ever seen. Don't know if any of you have ever seen Father Ted.
I have not seen Father Ted.
No, it's a sitcom with a about a load of priests. But there's one where there's loads of priests. There's like 15 of them, and they all get lost in a lingerie department. It's just...
I'm on my knees right now. Time to buy for Sasha.
You have
probably loud.
You have attracted attention. However, they have not told you to move along at this moment.
I'm taking Virgin Mary silently and apologizing. I will do 50 Hail Marys. You know, this is for the kids. That's what I'm.
Or kids.
I'm very quiet to Sasha. Sasha, be quick.
Okay. I'm reining it in. How does this work? This disembodied voice asks Sasha.
I want to help you. Can you show me? Can you tell me? They took you somewhere here. Can you help me understand?
You feel a light tugging on your jacket. As if somebody is grabbing a hold of your jacket and attempting to pull you in a certain direction. But it's not like somebody forcibly pulling you somewhere. It's more maybe akin to a child tugging, you know.
Not to retcon, but because we didn't specify what we bought in CVS, I bought a pack of crayons, and so Sasha's going to, again, keeping calm and being as lightly aware as possible, she's going to take out one of the crayons and take out a piece of paper and just start moving her hand, just drawing randomly on the sheet, and says, "Can you help me? Can you draw?"
And they find out. I know technically ephemeral entities have different stats, but I'm just gonna... Okay, well.
Nice.
Uh,
An artiste.
So they can, yeah.
Apparently. They guide your hand and create a pentagon. And then slightly outside of the pentagon, on the would be southeast side, they start drawing what looks to be your best guess is the Pentagon metro station. And then they circle one of the locations inside. That's where they process.
Thank you. Is there someone I should tell about you? Someone who misses you?
No.
I will miss you. And I will make sure that no one else goes missing there. Thank you. Can I help you be more at peace?
The silence from that specific voice, because there's still a clamor of voices around, is somewhat deafening. But you don't hear them speak again.
I'm gonna pull myself out of this then and try and gracefully close the door as much as I can.
Now this one, I feel like is going to be presence and occult. Closing the door is arguably more important than even opening it.
Any modifier?
This would be the reverse of the modifier you had before.
So -4.
Yes.
Give us
Okay.
specialty that might help.
Okay, thanks, bye. Didn't quite work.
You didn't roll anything? Try again.
Did I not roll anything?
If
Present,
you
so
make it 0, it doesn't auto put it as a chance die. You have to specify chance
here.
die. It's just a quirk of the...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I realized that. Yeah.
All right, so chance die.
That was close.
Okay.
Close.
Yeah.
The spiritual energy that is currently not manifested but active makes it impossible for you to shut the door. As the temperature continues to get lower in the store now, as what was once a few become many.
Am I getting the feeling that are we about to cause a haunting? I am rapidly circling through Latin incantations. Sasha, what's happening inside?
I am going to exit the changing room and kind of give Bishop a kind of look. You know, like shut it down. Shut it down.
Sasha goes one way, Bishop goes the other way. Let's.
Frederick, you would see them leave.
Okay, I'm gonna, give him a minute or two to, after what Bishop was doing over there. I don't want to directly, follow him out.
Want to be associated with that.
That's enough eyes, but I'll give him a minute or two to leave.
I'm avoiding everybody studiously and exiting store under the watchful eye of the wait staff. But are we going to? Does it appear to be following Sasha, or is it localized at the store? That's what I'm trying to guess.
Neither.
Okay.
It's not localized to the store because it's spilling out of the store almost like floodwaters.
Oh god. With the medium, I can at least see the conditions. Did we open it? Are they going to manifest it, or is it just going to be uncomfortable circumstances for a bit? How bad it is? Maybe I should ask.
Too early to tell.
Okay.
Well, you've got job security.
I think I may be able to redeem myself in the eyes of the store staff if we come back after the deed. Yes. High five to Sasha.
Where is everybody going to reconvene?
Subway, I'm gonna think. But we thought that subway station we said, but then again,
Where the
subway
where the tourists
restaurant or
are
subway
from.
station.
I would imagine that our meeting point would have been, if stuff goes wrong, let's meet back up at the tour dispatch station, because that'd be the place where people, congregate
I'm
before
back
it's time
to-
for the next tour.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And we probably need to keep somebody in the tour, as you were saying. We can't just disappear without getting noticed for long periods. I think it makes sense to whatever that dispatch or the end point is.
Yeah. I would assume it's a loop. The tour kind of goes roughly looply.
Around, okay, then it's the same place it starts, same place it ends. Simple.
So,
Jack, did you say something? I couldn't hear you.
No.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
so reconvening at the start-stop point. You are, of course, the tour guide, thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed yourselves and learning a little bit about our nation and our nation's history. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. And we hope to see you here again shortly.
Act like normal, nothing else. We are in earshot of many people.
Bishop, were you able to, close the door and all that?
I could not. I didn't do this on purpose in some way. If we are gonna do what we need to do, we need a distraction. I mean, God will forgive. I'm hoping what we did. And you did what you needed to do, Sasha. You're a friend of the church, and you did what you needed to. So I didn't close on purpose. I'm sorry to confess.
Okay. Well, we found out there was a simple but critical distinction. It wasn't a subway that had the secret entrance. It was the metro. The actual subway, not the Jared subway. And Sasha's going to hold up the map. I assume Sasha knows what is the map in it, but it also looks kind of scribbled on because of remote drawing and
Doesn't really look. They got a 4 on that on that expression roll. No, it
looks pretty good. Legible.
yeah, it's pretty good actually.
It's like a facsimile of the copy of something. Not bad.
I mean, it's not obviously a 1-to-1 recreation, but like it's very clear what everything is.
Sasha, based on the drawing, does it look like it's in the public part of the subway? Because I feel there is also maybe some security doors and whatnot. Like, do we need to go through security, or does it look like some kind of doors in the subway that we can just infiltrate through? what do we think is going on here?
It's a good map, but our friend from the other side didn't put down like guards and doors and key cards and stuff like that. At the very least, you know, they shouldn't be anticipating people trying to slip in through the metro, but eventually we are going to come up against someone who's going to say no passage.
It's a lot easier to break into a tunnel system, you know, train tunnel under the ground than it is the Pentagon, I'll be honest.
I agree.
Even if there
I
are
agree.
guards.
It may also be that they are trying to keep this secret from the public side of Pentagon too, so it's possible that this is really a backdoor we found, guys. It does look like the agent wasn't kidding, just we misunderstood what he said.
Well, that there ghost wrote processing, right? That sounds like a front door. You know.
No,
when-
I mean that's
when
where
someone-
you got the patient secret, right? Like that's the real backdoor. Doctors wouldn't go through there. They'll go to perform somewhere in Pentagon. I would say that's the real backdoor, like delivery door is what this is about.
It's still our best bet.
Right.
No question. No question on that. Like, what do we need? Just like, can we even reach that subway station from here? Is there an overground entrance, or do we need to go through another subway stop to get? Like, how do we reach there?
Now, I need to reiterate, it's a metro station, which isn't necessarily subways. It's buses and the like as well.
Okay.
I don't believe there is a subway system.
A couple of years ago, I was at DC. I don't believe there is one.
Okay. Well, you know what? I clicked on Pentagon Metro Station and it literally says subway station. So I'm
Well,
wrong.
there-
The subway. Then. All right. If there is one, is there like an entrance? Is there like a public just staircase down there? That probably
Yes.
is.
Yeah, if it's a station, yeah, it's open. People got to
Yeah.
get down there to travel.
It's a public. It's not like you need a special access to do it.
No.
It's part of the public transit.
Yeah, it's part public.
Guys, if we don't have a better idea, I think next step is just to go down there and check this out. I think that's where we are.
Yep, that's next part of scouting.
And
Is it the
hopefully
scouting, or we got the hardware and really go in?
We don't know what's there quite yet. We don't know where the entrance is. We don't know how many people is guarding it. We don't know. We got a crayon drawing with a map.
Still scouting that.
and hopefully we can do this in conjunction with the spiritual unrest that we kind of kicked up in the just off the Pentagon food court.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little. They wouldn't know what to do with it when the things start flying around. So it'll be a little distraction, hopefully.
So if everybody's heading to, because this is like walking distance, we're not even mincing words here. Who's all going? Everybody? If so,
I think. I mean, I'm gonna let the guys with the military experience and whatnot go through. I'm just there for support, basically, in the back.
intelligence plus investigation, I feel like is the role here. If
I'll roll that.
if
I'll assist if you
yeah, I
want.
was gonna say, who wants to assist?
I'll assist too.
I'll assist.
A lot of assistance.
Frederick?
Yeah, why not?
I thought we were gonna have those moments, Fred. Nah, everybody else is doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'll have a beer. You guys can.
My goodness.
Yeah, for success.
I don't
Aye.
have
Yeah,
a
not bad.
dice pool for this. down. Over.
That's 9 extra die.
Sweet. Plus 9. 3.
Would you like to burn your inspired condition?
Absolutely.
Take that experience point.
I'm gonna spend it immediately on something because it's got to be spent.
Specialization in investigation subways.
As you begin to fan out, look, I'm not going to say it's obvious, because there's always, you know, some sort of renovation, construction work going on in public places. However, since you're looking for a place that you'd want to keep the public out of, do take notice of an area that is cordoned off, has the white tarp around it, you know, under renovation. While obviously that's not a for sure thing, it's certainly a really, really good place to start. And of course, this is all done incognito. You're moving just through the crowds, you know, just looking at places, examining them. Nothing seems out of place. And I mean, as stated, this doesn't really seem out of place, but it's one of those things.
If it was gonna be somewhere,
It would make it, this place would make sense, because it is also on the northwest side of this metro station, which means that if there were doors behind it, they would eventually lead under the Pentagon.
all right. So I'll let the group know. Yeah, this is probably the best spot to. If it was gonna be somewhere, that would be the easiest for them. It's on that side. It leads, assuming it continues, it leads right under the Pentagon. No one's gonna question folk going in and out doing work.
Do we
And also,
go get the hardware, or do we
and
go
on an
further into it?
exceptional success, let me go
Oh,
ahead
yeah.
to add on to that. As you say that, it also clicks in your head. There would also be no reason for anybody to question unmarked crates, barrels, or large items going in there. It would make
Nice.
sense.
Yeah. Big toolboxes and such, just large containers. They're just materials.
So we just bring it, just like carrying some stuff with us, like a group of workmen, and look through.
Yeah, we'll carry some yellow vests, some hard hats, some ladders, a clipboard. Gotta have a clipboard. Nobody questions the guy with a clipboard.
True.
Or a ladder. Or a
Or a
ladder.
ladder, yeah. All you need to
Ladders,
get into
yeah.
anywhere is a clipboard and a ladder. You can get into anywhere.
That's it. Look busy, carry the stuff, nobody bothers. I like that one.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Hunter the Vigil, Critical Measures, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, why must those who hunt monsters hunt themselves?